How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the Crypto Unveiled YouTube channel. In today's video we'll be talking about Cetus protocol. You can see the current price of Cetus is currently trading at just over 12 cents per Cetus, and you can see the current market cap of Cetus is only, or I guess you could say it's just shy of $100 million. So this is still, I would consider, a micro cap, or maybe not quite a micro cap, maybe on the small sort of market cap size. So that just shows you right there that we are still early days into Cetus and it still has a hell of a lot of potential, but more on that in a second here. Let's take a look at a few more stats here. See, the 24-hour volume is sitting at just over $24.3 million in 24-hour volume, actually up 12.29%, which is very good to see. You can see the current, the current circulating supply is 821 million Cetus, with the total supply sitting at 1 billion Cetus. So again, a really nice circulating supply compared to total supply. I look at this as every single video, guys. I like to look at all these different stats of every coin that I'm reviewing, because these stats tell a very important story. And you know, a lot of people don't really look at the stats. A lot of people look at the price and they look at the market cap and they disregard all the other stats. But trust me, guys, all of the stats right here, every single individual stat is very important for taking a look at the whole of the coin. So when I'm looking at circulating supply, let's say this in most of my videos, I like to see the circulating supply compared to total supply be around 70 to 80%. This is so if you did invest today and the rest of the coins do actually come into the market, you're not going to experience too much coin dilution when the rest of the coins do actually come onto the market, and your position doesn't get diluted. So, you know, when the price goes up, you see the actual real price go up. And the amount of profit you make will reflect that. Obviously, if the circulating supply was low and you experience a lot of coin dilution, when the price goes up, you will not actually experience that much, price actually going up, because there's more coins actually coming onto the market. You see the volume to market cap ratio is sitting at 24.6%, a really nice percentage as well. You can see, if we look at the charts, first we will cover the last day. So over the last day, just been trading sideways, been a little bit up and down, but overall stayed around the same. So nothing really much to report there over the last day. Over the last 7 days, again, not much happening really. There's been a few ups, a few lows. Again, trading sideways. But if we switch it to the monthly chart here, this is where it gets crazy for Cetus. You can see over the last month alone, Cetus is actually up 53% over the last month, which is absolutely crazy gains. This might be, due to the fact of Cetus being, a coin that a lot of people are starting to invest in, or it might just be, coming up on a lot of people's radars. Clearly they are doing something right. But also, it's not, I believe that it's the whole market as well as Cetus. I believe the altcoin market right now, over the last few weeks, or I guess you could say over the last few weeks to the last month, has done a full 180, and we are finally starting to see a little bit of green in the market. For the last few months, so many months have passed, and the altcoin market has done so bad over the last few months. It's just been constant negative downs, and I've seen this on basically all the coins which I've talked about, apart from the biggest one, which of course is Bitcoin. I'm sure a few other coins have done well as well, but the biggest one I like to, which I've seen, is of course Bitcoin. Bitcoin has continued to go up and up and up, whereas the altcoin market has basically done the opposite and continued to go down and down and down. This might be from the fact of people pulling out profits of altcoins and putting them into Bitcoin. That is a very viable reason why the altcoin market is so down. But yeah, this might be for the reason why Cetus is doing well. Might be the market conditions, or it might, or I guess you could say, or hopefully more, will be the fact that people are finally starting to recognize Cetus and finally starting to actually starting to invest into Cetus. So I guess we now got on to what actually is Cetus all about. So we are on the official website, which is cetus.zone, if you want to come check out for yourself. Cetus, where on-chain trading happens. Swap, earn, and build leading decentralized build on the leading decentralized exchange in crypto. So this sums up Cetus very well. Basically, Cetus says here, it's very simple and easy to understand. They are a decentralized exchange within cryptocurrency. And why Cetus is actually doing so well, I believe, is because Cetus is actually built on Sui. So we go here, Sui is a separate coin. Cetus is actually built on Sui. So I guess you could compare this to other things like Uniswap, which I believe Uniswap is actually built on ETH. So ETH is the sort of the main core, the main coin, I guess you could say. the main the main chain, and then Uniswap is its own separate coin or own separate cryptocurrency, but is actually built on the Ethereum chain, on the Ethereum, I guess you could say, Ethereum protocol, Ethereum platform, whatever it is. So this is exactly the same with Cetus. So Cetus is its own decentralized exchange, but it's actually built on the Sui chain. So again, this is really nice to see two separate coins which are both doing extremely well. Again, if you look at Sui, again, you can see almost up, well, I guess you could say almost 68% up over the last month, which is just absolutely crazy over the last 7 days. Again, been trading sideways. This seems to be the case with a lot of cryptocurrencies over the last week, just trading sideways. But yeah, Sui's doing extremely well, and of course Cetus is also doing extremely well as well, which is really, really nice to see. We've finally seen some green. But yeah, why is Cetus, you know, why is it such a hot topic on a lot of people's altcoin radars right now? Is the fact that I believe that Cetus can do very well because of the fact they're built on Sui, and they've also got some really good, really good fundamentals which people like, which is of course the decentralized exchange aspect. Many people use this; it's very usable. It has a lot of usability. But I guess the biggest one would be the fact of people have what they've seen in the past, the history of other decentralized exchanges within cryptocurrency. So if we go back here and we go back to the coin market cap rankings here, and we scroll down to where Uniswap is, I believe this is one of the biggest reasons why people are actually investing into Cetus, is because of the history and how well Uniswap has done in the past. You look at Uniswap and you see how well it's done in the past. A lot of people will be comparing Cetus to Uniswap and will be saying, well, if Uniswap can be has done as well as it has in the past, why can Cetus not do as well as it is? Because they've got the exact same, I guess you could call it, parameters, and it's very, very similar. I mean, you look at Sui, they're top 13 coin on the coin market cap rankings. Uniswap is with Ethereum, and Ethereum's, of course, I believe it's in second place. I believe it's still in second place. And so it's very, very similar, and people are, you know, they're linking up these different things. They are comparing it, and they're saying, well, if Uniswap can do this well, why can Cetus not do the exact same? And it's extremely true. I mean, I don't really see a reason why Cetus can't do the exact same thing that Uniswap has done. And you know, if that was the case, I mean, you look at if you look at Uniswap's market cap right now, 6.6 billion, and you compare it to Cetus Protocol's market cap, which is only 100 million, I believe, what's that? That is a 66x if it was to reach the same market cap as Uniswap, which would just be absolutely crazy gains, guys. I mean, and in my personal opinion, I don't believe there's any reason why that this could not happen, apart from maybe the fact that, you know, ETH is bigger than Sui. But the thing is, though, Sui is still the top 13 coin on CoinMarketCap, so it's still definitely up there. It still has a really high market cap. And yeah, so I guess the biggest thing is, I guess it would all be a waiting game. Only time can tell. I guess, in my personal opinion, I guess I would have to say that I don't believe that Cetus could be as big of a market cap, as Uniswap short term, or within the next coming few years, unless some big changes come in the market and Sui really gets up there. I believe that Uniswap will continue to do well and be in that top position for decentralized exchanges, just from the fact that it is on the ETH, the ETH network, and of course that's the second biggest coin. So people are automatically gonna, always go to the biggest coins because people always attribute, or I guess they always say that, the biggest one, or the most popular coin, and I use that decentralized exchange because of, they are the biggest, they are the most trustworthy and the most safe. Unless, I guess the only thing you could say, the only reason why other people would use Cetus is if for whatever reason, Cetus became, better than Uniswap, maybe charged lower fees or something like that, would make it more favorable to use over Uniswap. But yeah, in my personal opinion, I would say that, Cetus probably won't get as big as, Uniswap, if we're being realistic. But I still believe that Cetus could, definitely has a hell of a lot of potential, and could even reach, like, a $1 to $2 billion market cap would still be a 10 to 20x of the market cap that is right now, which would still be absolutely crazy gains. And that is what I do on this channel, guys. I always keep it real with you guys. I do not, put these things in your head that this could be a 1,000,000x, or say this is going to be 100x or 200x. when I look at the realistic thing, I always like to look at the realism of it, and I always like to compare it and always, you know, tell you guys the truth. I'm not one of these YouTubers which spread, you know, false hope and false hype, I guess you could say, and say this could do a 200-300x, because realistically it probably isn't. But there is still a really, really nice amount of potential with Cetus. You know, 10 to 20x would still be a crazy, crazy gain for Cetus. And yeah, I don't really see why this couldn't happen in the future. I mean, if we look at the all-time of Uniswap, you can see back when it first released, it was around $2 to $3, and it had a high point of around $40. So that's around a 10 to 20x from when it first released. So I believe that this is, you know, this could be a very similar story to where Cetus is right now. You know, Cetus could be at around 12 cents right now, and I mean, it started around at 12 cents as well, which is really, really weird to see actually, because this is really similar to what Uniswap actually done. And yeah, we could see Cetus, in my personal opinion, I guess it's my price prediction for Cetus, around a $1 to $2 billion market cap. So we'll be looking at around a, you know, $1.20 to $2.50, $2.40, $2.50 per Cetus. I believe could be a conservative estimate from what I believe Cetus could be doing in, I guess you could say, short to mid-term. Of course, I don't believe that Cetus could be, you know, obviously anything's possible, of course. I like to say that, of course, anything is possible. But short term, I wouldn't say Cetus has potential to do 10 to 20x. But if we're looking more long term, 10 to 20x, I believe, is 100% possible in my personal opinion. So apart from that, guys, I thank you very much for watching the video. Let me know what you think about Cetus in the comment section down below. Are you going to invest? Are you not going to invest? Just let me know. If you did enjoy the video, make sure you do hit that like button, and I'll see you guys in the very next video. Peace.